Some people who live near the Santa Monica airport say they're worried about the air pollution and want the airport to close. Hector Mejia has more.
A recent study by UCLA examined 4 LA neighborhoods. It found the worst transit-related air pollution is in a neighborhood next to the airport. The airport was already there when most of its neighbors moved in. But critics say the airport has changed ever since civilian jets began using it in the 1960s.
When jets are up there, you can smell them, and it gives you a headache and a sore throat.
Virginia Ernst lives about a block away from the runway. She says studies have found lead in the air and in her soil.
I mean, there's no way you can have planes flying this close to residential properties and there not be a lot of pollution. And originally, when the airport was built, it wasn't conceived to have jets.
The emissions from those aircraft and why we're smelling them is we're downwind from them.
UCLA researchers found that a Mar Vista neighborhood downwind of the airport had a higher amount of ultrafine particle pollutants than the traffic congested areas of downtown Los Angeles and Boyle Heights.
We don't really know exactly how problematic they are. There's a lot of evidence suggesting that they may be quite problematic. Santa Monica is really quite unusual in how close people are living to where the aircraft activities are happening.
Some people would like to see the airport turn into a recreational area. Those who want to keep the airport open say that the city does not have the resources to transform the airport into anything else, and say that the idea of transforming it into a park is not realistic.
I don't think it'll achieve what the neighbors want, except those neighbors that want their property values to go up.
The idea of, digging up all the concrete that's been laid for the runway and has had an airport on it for 100 years or close to 100 years, the ground would be prohibitively expensive to clean.
Charles Thompson's aviation business would be affected if the airport closes. He says that if construction is allowed, large developers would soon take over. Just last month, a federal judge dismissed a lawsuit in which the city tried to gain control and ownership from the federal government. Federal law requires the city of Santa Monica to operate the land as an airport for an indefinite amount of time. Back to you in the studio.